The Galactic Council's chamber buzzed with an air of urgency. Beings from 1,000 worlds gathered, their diverse forms a testament to the vastness of the cosmos. At the center, Grand Arbiter Xylox, a towering figure with iridescent scales and piercing silver eyes, called for silence. Esteemed colleagues, Xylox's voice boomed, we face an unprecedented crisis. The Void Hunters draw near, and our defenses crumble. A cacophony of worried murmurs filled the chamber. The Void Hunters, a relentless force of destruction that had already consumed countless civilizations, were approaching the heart of the galaxy. Ambassador Ellerin of the Luminari stepped forward, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with anxiety. Grand Arbiter, what of the prophecy? The ancient texts speak of a primitive world, holding the key to our salvation. Xylox's expression darkened. Indeed, Ellerin, our seers have pinpointed the world in question. It's a backwater planet in the Orion Arm. The natives call it Earth. Earth! The chamber erupted in disbelief. Those savages? Surely this must be a mistake. Xylox raised a clawed hand for silence. I understand your doubts, but consider this. The Earthlings have survived countless near-extinction events. Their resilience is remarkable. General Crosthall, a grizzled veteran of 100 interstellar campaigns, scoffed. Resilience? Bah! What good is resilience against the Void Hunters? We need warriors. Technology, not some primitives who haven't even cracked FTL travel. Perhaps, Xylox mused, what we need isn't found in technology or military might. The ancient texts speak of an intangible quality, a force that defies logic and transcends physical limitations. A holographic display flickered to life, showing scenes from Earth's history. Countless wars, natural disasters, plagues. Yet each time, humanity rose from the ashes stronger than before. Observe, Xylox continued, their capacity for adaptation, their relentless drive to survive against all odds. It's unprecedented. The chambers fell silent as the council members watched in fascination. They saw humans landing on their moon with technology that, by galactic standards, was laughably primitive. They witnessed acts of incredible bravery, individuals risking everything to save strangers, communities rebuilding after devastating losses. Ambassador Ellerin's eyes widened. It's beautiful and terrifying. How can they endure so much and still hope? Xylox nodded solemnly. That, dear Ellerin, may be the very weapon we need against the Void Hunters. An unbreakable spirit, a refusal to succumb to despair. General Crosthall growled, his tentacles writhing with agitation. Pretty ideas won't stop the hunters. We need a plan, not fairy tales. And a plan we shall have, Xylox replied calmly. I propose a daring strategy. We shall recruit the Earthlings to our cause. Madness, Crosthall roared. You would arm those barbarians with advanced technology. They'll destroy themselves, and us along with them. Xylox's silver eyes gleamed. Who said anything about arming them, General? No, we will do something far more dangerous. We will challenge them. The chamber fell silent, all eyes fixed on the Grand Arbiter. We will present humanity with the greatest trial they have ever faced. We will push them to their absolute limits. And in doing so, we will forge the weapon we need to defeat the Void Hunters. Ambassador Ellerin gasped. You mean to use Earth as bait? Xylox nodded grimly. More than bait, Ellerin. A crucible. The Void Hunters will be drawn to Earth, sensing its potential. And in that confrontation, humanity will either unlock the power we need or perish. The council chamber erupted in heated debate. Some decried the plan as monstrous. Others saw it as their only hope. Through it all, Xylox stood unwavering, his gaze fixed on the holographic image of a blue-green planet spinning serenely in the void. And so, he murmured, the cosmic chess game begins. May the spirits of 1,000 worlds have mercy on us all. As the council argued, a lone figure slipped away unnoticed. Nyx, a member of the enigmatic Shadowkin race, melted into the darkness of a hidden passage. Her obsidian eyes glittered with purpose as she activated a secure comlink. "My lord," she whispered, "the council has made its move. Earth will soon face its greatest test." A voice like grinding stone responded, "Excellent, my faithful servant. Monitor the situation closely. The human's trial may yet serve our purposes as well." Nyx smiled, a predatory gleam in her eyes. "As you wish, Lord Oblivion. The Void Hunters approach, and chaos shall reign." Commander Arya Blackwood stared at the holographic display. Her steel-gray eyes narrowed in concentration. The massive space station Sentinel-1 hummed around her, Earth's first line of defense against whatever was coming. "Talk to me, people," she barked. "What the hell are we looking at?" Dr. Rashid Khoury, the station's chief scientist, cleared his throat nervously. "Commander, the readings are unprecedented. We're detecting massive energy signatures approaching from multiple vectors. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Arya cursed under her breath. Humanity had barely taken its first steps into the solar system, and now, this ETA. "Based on current trajectories," Rashid replied, his voice steady despite the fear evident in his eyes, "we have approximately 72 hours before they reach Earth's orbit." The command center fell silent, the weight of impending doom settling over them like a shroud. Aria's comm link crackled to life. "Commander Blackwood, this is General Zhao. Status report." "General," Arya responded, "we've got multiple bogies inbound. Tech far beyond anything we've ever encountered. I recommend we initiate the Omega Protocol." There was a pause, heavy with implications. The Omega Protocol, Earth's last-ditch plan for alien contact. Or invasion. "Understood, Commander." General Zhao's voice was grim. "Omega Protocol is now in effect. May God have mercy on us all." As alarms blared across the station, Arya turned to her crew. "You heard the man. I want all defense systems at maximum readiness. Notify every government, every military installation. As of this moment, we are at DEFCON 1. The next 48 hours were a blur of frantic preparation. Across the globe, humanity faced its greatest challenge with a mixture of terror and determination. In New Delhi, brilliant programmer Vikram Mehta worked tirelessly, leading a team of hackers and AI specialists in an attempt to crack the alien communication codes. "It's impossible," one of his colleagues cried out in frustration. "Their technology is too advanced. We might as well be cavemen trying to understand quantum physics." Vikram's eyes blazed with fierce determination. "Nothing is impossible," he growled. "We've faced extinction before. Ice ages, plagues, our own foolish wars. Each time we've adapted. We've survived. We'll do it again, or die trying." Meanwhile, in a secret facility beneath the Australian outback, Dr. Imani Okoro put the finishing touches on Project Lazarus, a last-resort weapon that could rewrite the laws of physics themselves. "You do realize," her assistant, Dr. Chun, whispered, "that if this fails, we could tear a hole in the fabric of space-time?" Imani's laugh was equal parts bitter and determined. "And if we do nothing, humanity becomes a footnote in some alien history book. I'll take my chances with a little multiversal chaos. Thank you very much." As the clock ticked down, humanity's response was a cacophony of brilliance, desperation, and sheer bloody-minded stubbornness. In orbit, Commander Blackwood watched the approaching armada with a mixture of awe and defiance. The alien ships were beautiful in their terrible power, sleek, dark forms that seemed to drink in the very light of the stars. "Commander," Rashid's voice was tight with tension, "we're receiving a transmission from the lead vessel. They're asking to speak with our leaders." Arya's heart pounded. This was it, the moment that would define humanity's fate. "Patch it through," she ordered, squaring her shoulders. The holographic display flickered, and a figure materialized, a being of such alien majesty that Arya's mind struggled to comprehend it. Grand Arbiter Xylox regarded the humans with unreadable silver eyes. "People of Earth," the alien's voice resonated with power. "We come not as conquerors, but as harbingers. A great darkness approaches, one that threatens not just your world, but all of creation." Arya's mind raced. Was this some sort of trick? A prelude to invasion? Or something far more terrifying? Xylox continued, his tone grave. We have seen countless civilizations fall before this threat. But in you, in humanity, we see a spark. A potential that may yet turn the tide. What the hell are you talking about? Arya demanded. Protocol be damned. What darkness? And what do you mean? Potential? The alien's expression might have been a smile or a grimace. Your history is one of constant struggle, of overcoming impossible odds. That tenacity, that indomitable spirit, may be the key to our survival. And so, we offer you a choice. The command center held its breath, the fate of humanity hanging on a knife's edge. Join us, Xylox proclaimed. Stand with the Galactic Council against the coming storm. But know this, the trial ahead will push you beyond anything you have ever faced. Many of you will die. Your world may burn. But if you succeed, you will take your place among the stars as saviors of all creation. Arya's mind reeled. It was too much, too fast. How could they possibly? And if we refuse? She asked, dreading the answer. Xylox's silver eyes seemed to pierce her very soul. Then you face the darkness alone, Commander. And I assure you, it will show no mercy. As the weight of this impossible choice settled over humanity, a new player entered the cosmic stage. In the shadows of Sentinel-1, hidden from both human and alien sensors, Nyx watched with predatory glee. Oh, this is going to be fun, she purred, activating her stealth field. It was time to sow a little chaos. The UN Security Council chamber buzzed with tension. Representatives from every nation on Earth sat in grim silence, the weight of humanity's fate heavy on their shoulders. At the center of it all stood Commander Arya Blackwood, her uniform crisp despite the chaos of the past 72 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, she began, her voice steady. The choice before us is simple, yet impossible. Join an intergalactic war against an enemy we don't understand, or face annihilation alone. The Chinese ambassador, Li Wei, leaned forward. And we're certain this isn't some elaborate hoax? Or worse, a trap? Arya shook her head. The technology we've seen, it's beyond anything we could fake. And if it were a trap, why offer us a choice at all? Perhaps, the Russian representative mused, they simply wish to test us, to see if we are worthy of consumption. A shudder ran through the chamber. The thought of Earth as some cosmic appetizer was almost too horrifying to contemplate. Suddenly, the doors burst open. Dr. Vikram Mehta stumbled in, his eyes wild with excitement and lack of sleep. We've done it, he cried. We've cracked their communication codes. As security moved to restrain him, Arya held up a hand. Let him speak. Dr. Mehta, what have you found? Vikram's grin was manic. It's all true. The Galactic Council, the coming darkness, they call it the Void Hunters. But there's more. So much more. Over the next hour, Vikram laid out everything his team had discovered. The ancient prophecy that pointed to Earth, the debates within the Council, and most intriguingly, hints of a faction that opposed the plan to recruit humanity. As the Council members argued, Arya's mind raced. Something wasn't adding up. Why would an advanced alien civilization put so much faith in a primitive species like humanity? Her musings were interrupted by a commotion outside. Moments later, the doors swung open once more, revealing a sight that left the chamber in stunned silence. Grand Arbiter Xylox entered, flanked by a delegation of alien beings. Their forms were diverse beyond imagination, some humanoid, others defying easy description, but all radiated an aura of power and ancient wisdom. Forgive our intrusion, Xylox's resonant voice filled the chamber, but time grows short. The Void Hunters approach, and we must know your decision. For a moment, no one dared speak. Then, almost despite herself, Arya found her voice. With all due respect, Arbiter, she said, stepping forward, we have some questions of our own. Xylox's silver eyes fixed on her, unreadable. Speak, Commander Blackwood. We will answer what we can. Arya took a deep breath. Why us? Of all the species in the galaxy, why pin your hopes on humanity? A ripple of what might have been amusement passed through the alien delegation. Xylox's expression softened slightly. "Walk with me, Commander. There is something you must see." Before anyone could object, Arya found herself following Xylox out of the chamber. They emerged onto a balcony overlooking New York City. The alien's gaze swept over the sprawling metropolis, a mix of wonder and sadness in his eyes. "Your people," Xylox began, "are unique in all the cosmos. You possess a quality we call the spark. It is not technology, nor raw intelligence. It is something more." Arya frowned. "I don't understand." Xylox turned to her, his alien features intense. "In all our travels, we have never encountered a species with your capacity for both creation and destruction. Your art, your music, your dreams, they burn with a fire that defies logic. And yet, you are capable of such darkness, such cruelty. That's supposed to be a good thing?" Arya asked, incredulous. "It is potential," Xylox replied. "The Void Hunters are a force of pure entropy. They consume, they destroy, but they do not create. They do not adapt. Humanity, for all its flaws, has faced extinction countless times and always found a way to survive, to thrive." Arya's mind reeled. "So you want to use us as what? Cannon fodder?" Xylox's expression might have been a smile. "No, Commander. We want you as allies. Your unique perspective, your indomitable will. These are weapons the Void Hunters have never faced. With our technology and your spirit, we may yet turn the tide." As Arya struggled to process this, a new voice cut through the air. "Oh, how touching!" The mighty Xylox, pinning his hopes on monkeys with delusions of grandeur. They whirled to see a figure emerge from the shadows. Nyx, her obsidian eyes glittering with malice. "Did you really think we wouldn't notice your little scheme, Arbiter?" Xylox's form tensed, energy crackling around him. "Shadowkin, you dare show yourself here?" Nyx laughed, the sound sending chills down Arya's spine. "Oh, idare, and I bring a message from Lord Oblivion himself. The game has changed, old friend. The Void Hunters are no longer your greatest concern." Before either Xylox or Arya could react, Nyx raised her hand. Reality itself seemed to warp around them. "Prepare yourselves, fools. The real war is about to begin." In a flash of darkness, Nyx vanished. Xylox turned to Arya, urgency in his alien eyes. "Commander, we have gravely miscalculated. The choice before you is no longer just about the Void Hunters. Something far worse has been set in motion." Arya's hand went to her weapon, her mind racing. "What the hell is going on? Who is that? What's Lord Oblivion?" Xylox's expression was grim. "A power we thought long defeated. If he has returned, Commander, your people must make their decision now. Will you stand with us against not one, but two cosmic horrors?" As alarms began to blare across the city, Arya realized the true magnitude of humanity's crisis. This wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a battle for the very nature of reality itself. "Well," she muttered, a wry smile crossing her face. "Nobody ever said saving the universe would be easy." With a nod to Xylox, she activated her comm link. "This is Commander Blackwood. Initiate Operation Firestarter. It's time to show the cosmos what humanity is really capable of." As chaos erupted around them, neither human nor alien noticed the shadowy figure watching from afar. Dr. Imani Okoro clutched the prototype of Project Lazarus, her eyes gleaming with a mix of fear and determination. "Two cosmic horrors, is it?" she whispered. "Well, let's see how they handle a little chaos of our own making." The stage was set. Humanity, the Galactic Council, the Void Hunters, and now this mysterious Lord Oblivion. All pieces on a cosmic chessboard. And as the first moves were made, the very fabric of reality trembled in anticipation. The skies above Earth blazed with otherworldly fire. Void Hunter ships, vast and terrible, clashed with the combined forces of humanity and the Galactic Council. It was a battle beyond anything humanity had ever imagined, let alone prepared for. Aboard the newly christened HSS Defiant, a joint human-alien vessel. Commander Arya Blackwood gritted her teeth as another volley of enemy fire rocked the ship. "Status report," she barked, eyes fixed on the holographic battle display. Her alien second-in-command, a luminary named Zalthur, responded with eerie calm. "Shields at 62%, Commander. We've lost contact with Beta Squadron, but Gamma and Delta are still operational." Arya nodded grimly. "And the Lazarus device?" Dr. Imani Okoro's voice crackled over the comm, charging at 87%, Commander. "We'll be ready for deployment in approximately 3 minutes." "Make it 2, Arya growled. "I don't think we'll last much longer than that." As if to emphasize her point, a massive Void Hunter vessel suddenly materialized off their port bow. Its surface seemed to drink in the very light around it, a void given form and terrible purpose. "Evasive maneuvers," Arya shouted. But even as the words left her mouth, she knew it was too late. The Void Hunter ship fired, a beam of pure entropy lancing towards the Defiant. Arya closed her eyes, bracing for oblivion, only to feel a strange tingling sensation wash over her. She opened her eyes to see a shimmering barrier of energy surrounding the ship, the Void Hunter's attack dissipating harmlessly against it. What does she breathe? Zalthur's bioluminescent skin pulsed with excitement. "It's the humans from Beta Squadron. They've adapted their shields to repel the void energy." Sure enough, the remnants of Beta Squadron swooped in, their small fighters now glowing with an otherworldly light. They swarmed the massive Void Hunter ship, their weapons leaving glowing wounds in its once impenetrable hull. Arya's mind raced. This was it, the breakthrough they'd been waiting for. "Okoro," she snapped in her comm, "forget the Lazarus device. I need you to analyze that shield modification and replicate it ship-wide. Now!" "But Commander," Imani protested, "the Lazarus device is our best chance at Dash." "Our best chance," Arya cut her off, "is using what we know works." "That's an order, Doctor." As Imani grudgingly complied, Arya turned to Zalthur. "Send word to the fleet. All ships are to fall back and regroup around the Defiant. We're about to turn this fight around." Over the next hour, a miracle unfolded. Human ingenuity, combined with alien technology, proved to be a force the Void Hunters had never encountered. Ships across the fleet were rapidly retrofitted with the new shielding, turning the tide of battle. But just as victory seemed within reach, a new threat emerged. Space itself seemed to tear open, revealing a swirling vortex of darkness. From its depths emerged ships unlike anything they'd seen before, angular, crystalline structures that radiated an aura of ancient malevolence. Grand Arbiter Xylox's voice, tight with tension, came over the fleet-wide channel. "It's Lord Oblivion. He's made his move." Arya's heart sank. They'd barely held their own against the Void Hunters. How could they possibly face this new threat? As if in answer to her unspoken question, a familiar voice cut through the chaos. Well, looks like you could use a hand, Commander." Arya's eyes widened in disbelief. "Dr. Mehta? But how?" Vikram Mehta's face appeared on the view screen, his eyes gleaming with manic energy. "Let's just say I've made some upgrades to our communication systems. I'm patching you through to every sentient device in the galaxy. If we're going down, we're taking the whole cosmos with us." Before Arya could respond, Vikram's voice boomed out, not just through the ship, but across the stars themselves. "Attention, beings of the galaxy. This is Earth calling. We are under attack by forces that threaten not just our world, but all of creation. We stand here, the last line of defense against Oblivion, and we refuse to go quietly into the night." As Vikram's impassioned speech continued, something incredible began to happen. Ships began appearing from all corners of the galaxy, species that had remained neutral, civilizations thought long extinct. They answered humanity's call, drawn by the indomitable spirit that burned in Vikram's words. Aboard Lord Oblivion's flagship, Nyx watched in growing horror as the galaxy united against them. "My lord," she whispered, "we may have underestimated these humans. Lord Oblivion, a being of shadow and malice, regarded the unfolding scene with cold calculation. Perhaps, he mused, his voice like grinding stone, but they have also underestimated us. The true game is only beginning. With a gesture, Lord Oblivion reached out with his eldritch powers. Reality itself began to warp and twist around the massive battlefield. Back on the Defiant, alarms blared as sensors went haywire. "What's happening?" Adia demanded. Zalthur's voice was filled with awe and terror. He's altering the fundamental laws of physics in this sector. Our weapons, our shields, they're all based on principles that no longer apply. For a moment, despair threatened to overwhelm Arya. How could they fight an enemy that could rewrite reality itself? But then a memory surfaced. Xylox's words echoed in her mind. Your unique perspective, your indomitable will. These are weapons the Void Hunters have never faced. A slow smile spread across Arya's face. "All right, you cosmic bastard," she muttered. "You want to change the rules? Let's see how you handle a little human chaos." She keyed her calm, "Dr. Okoro, remember that Lazarus device you were so eager to use? I think it's time we took it for a spin." Imani's voice was hesitant. "Commander, in this altered reality, I can't guarantee what it will do. The results could be unpredictable." Arya's grin turned feral. "Doctor, unpredictable is exactly what we need right now. Humanity has always thrived on the impossible. It's time we reminded the universe of that fact." As the Lazarus device powered up, its energy interfacing with Lord Oblivion's twisted reality, the fate of not just Earth, but all of creation, hung in the balance. The stage was set for a confrontation that would reshape the very fabric of the cosmos. And at the center of it all stood humanity, imperfect, stubborn, and blazing with that indomitable spark that had drawn the attention of gods and monsters alike. The true test was about to begin. The universe held its breath. In the twisted space between realities, where Lord Oblivion's power warped the very fabric of existence, the HSS Defiant hung, suspended. At its heart, the Lazarus device thrummed with barely contained energy, a testament to human ingenuity and desperation. Commander Arya Blackwood's voice cut through the chaos, steady despite the madness unfolding around them. "All hands brace for anything. Dr. Okoro, on my mark." Across the battlefield, ships of 1,000 worlds watched in awe and terror. The Void Hunters, sensing the shift in the cosmic balance, redoubled their assault. Lord Oblivion's crystalline armada closed in, reality screaming in protest wherever they passed. In the Defiance engine room, Dr. Imani Okoro's hands flew over the Lazarus device's controls. Sweat beaded on her brow, her eyes blazing with equal parts fear and exhilaration. "Commander," she called out, "I must warn you again. In this warped reality, activating the device could have consequences beyond our wildest dash. Beyond our wildest dreams?" Arya cut in, a fierce grin in her voice. "Doctor, that's exactly what we're counting on. Humanity didn't come this far by playing it safe." "Fire." Imani took a deep breath, uttered a quiet prayer to whatever cosmic forces might be listening, and slammed her hand down on the activation switch. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then everything happened at once. The Lazarus device erupted with energy, not in a beam or an explosion, but in waves of pure possibility. It spread outward, washing over friend and foe alike. Where it touched Lord Oblivion's reality distortions, the two forces clashed and merged, creating pockets of existence that followed no rhyme or reason. Aboard the Defiant, the crew watched in awe as their surroundings shifted and flowed. One moment they were in deep space, the next on a primordial Earth, then in futures so advanced they defied comprehension. "What's happening?" Zalthur cried out, his bioluminescence fluctuating wildly. Arya laughed, a sound of pure, unadulterated wonder. "Don't you see? We're not fighting the changes to reality. We're embracing them. This is humanity's greatest strength, our ability to adapt, to thrive in chaos." Across the battlefield, the effect was nothing short of miraculous. Void Hunter ships, unable to cope with the rapidly shifting laws of physics, began to disintegrate. Lord Oblivion's forces fared little better, their rigid, crystalline forms shattering as reality itself rebelled against their presence. But the Allied fleet, inspired by humanity's example, began to adapt. Ships morphed and changed, crews working in perfect harmony with the shifting cosmos. It was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly, uniquely human. In the heart of his flagship, Lord Oblivion raged. How can these insignificant creatures wield chaos itself? Nyx, her form flickering between shadow and substance, could only watch in awe. They're not wielding it, my lord. They're dancing with it. Across the galaxy, on countless worlds, beings of every shape and size felt the wave of human-inspired chaos wash over them. And in that moment, something awakened. A spark of defiance, of hope, of sheer bloody-minded determination that had lain dormant for eons. Vikram Mehta's voice, somehow still broadcasting across the cosmos, rose in a rallying cry. Do you feel it? This is humanity's gift to the universe. We've spent our entire history dancing on the edge of destruction, and we've learned to laugh in the face of oblivion. Now it's your turn. And the universe responded. From the heart of dying stars and the depths of gas giants, from underground caverns and soaring cityscapes, a cry went up. Not in any one language, but in a unified expression of that spark that humanity had kindled. Aboard the Defiant, Arya felt it resonate in her very bones. This is it, she breathed. The moment everything changes. All hands push forward. The Defiant surged ahead, leading a charge unlike any the cosmos had ever seen. Ships morphed and merged, crews linked across impossibly vast distances by that singular human spark. They were no longer simply allies. They were an expression of life's defiance against the very concept of oblivion. Lord Oblivion's flagship loomed before them, a writhing mass of shadow and crystalline malice. But where once it had inspired terror, now it seemed small. Limited. Arya's voice rang out, not just to her crew, but to every being joined in this impossible moment. For too long, the cosmos has been caught between forces of destruction and stagnation. Well, I say it's time for something new. We are humanity, we are life, and we choose a future of infinite possibilities. The Defiant struck Lord Oblivion's ship, not with weapons, but with pure, unfettered creation. Reality itself heaved, and for a moment, the entire universe seemed to hold its breath. Then, with a sound like the birth of a trillion stars, Lord Oblivion's form shattered. The Void Hunters, without their dark master, began to evaporate like mist before the dawn. As the wave of human-inspired chaos settled, a new cosmos began to take shape. It was wilder than before, more vibrant, teeming with possibilities that even the eldest races had never dreamed of. Aboard the Defiant, Arya slumped in her chair, exhausted but exhilarated. Status report, she managed, her voice hoarse. Zalthur, his form still shifting slightly in the aftermath, gave a musical laugh. Status, Commander? We've just rewritten the very nature of existence. I don't think our old metrics quite apply anymore. Arya grinned. Fair point. All right then, let's try something simpler. Crew status. One by one, voices chimed in from across the ship. Dr. Okoro, sounding dazed but triumphant. Vikram, babbling excitedly about the cosmological implications. And countless others, human and alien alike, bonded by the shared experience of staring into the abyss and teaching the abyss to dance. As the reborn cosmos began to stabilize around them, Grand Arbiter Xylox's voice came through, filled with awe and not a little humility. Commander Blackwood, people of Earth, on behalf of the Galactic Council, and indeed, all sentient life, I thank you. We came to you seeking salvation, never dreaming that you would offer us so much more. You have given the universe a new beginning. Arya smiled, feeling the weight of the moment. Thank you, Arbiter. But this isn't an ending, or even just a new beginning. This is an invitation to explore, to create, to live without the shadow of annihilation hanging over us. So, what do you say? Shall we see what this brand new cosmos has to offer? As cheers erupted across the Defiant, echoed by countless voices across the reborn universe, Arya gazed out at the swirling, new-forged stars. Humanity had faced its greatest trial and emerged not just victorious, but transcendent. They had stared into the face of oblivion itself and taught it the meaning of hope. The indomitable spirit of humanity, once a secret weapon, was now a beacon for all of creation. And as the HSS Defiant set course for the uncharted wonders that awaited them, Arya knew that the greatest adventure was just beginning. For in this new cosmos, forged in the crucible of human determination, anything was possible. And humanity, as always, was ready to lead the charge into the unknown.